Have you ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable? Why their lives flow with clarity, favor, and breakthrough while others struggle, get distracted, and never quite reach the heights they dream of? Today I'm going to reveal something so powerful, so simple yet so overlooked that it has the potential to transform your life forever. This message is not about hustle culture. It's not about loud declarations or trying to impress the world. It's about something far deeper, far more spiritual, and far more effective. And if you apply this truth, your life will never be the same. Welcome to the Golden Track, and I want to challenge you to not just watch this video, but to engage, comment, and tell me how this message hits your heart, because your breakthrough is waiting, and it's tied to what I'm about to share. You see, life rewards those who understand a timeless principle: where your attention goes, your life flows. Every thought you dwell on, every conversation you entertain, every energy you give has consequences. If your focus is scattered, you will remain scattered. If your attention is divided between gossip, negativity, and distractions, your life will reflect the chaos you tolerate. But when you focus on yourself, when you guard your attention, your energy, and your spiritual alignment, everything changes. Opportunities begin to appear. Doors open that you didn't even see. Relationships flourish. Finances multiply. God begins to move on your behalf. And this is why it is so critical to understand that focusing on yourself is not selfish. It is strategic. It is honoring God's plan for your life, because He has placed within you gifts, resources, and a purpose that will only manifest when your energy is directed toward it with discipline, clarity, and faith. And here's the secret that so few will tell you: silence is your weapon. Yes, silence. The power of restraint, the strength of not reacting, the wisdom of holding your peace in a world desperate for noise. When you stay silent, you protect your energy, your vision, and your purpose. The enemy cannot distract you, critics cannot derail you, and unnecessary drama cannot infiltrate your life. The Bible says in Psalms 46:10, "Be still and know that I am God." This stillness, this quiet, is not weakness. It is strength. It allows divine wisdom to guide you. It allows your actions to speak louder than words ever could. And your breakthrough, it comes when your energy is preserved, your focus is unwavering, and your preparation is silent but powerful. Spiritual alignment is another cornerstone of your success. When your spirit is aligned with God's purpose, everything in your life is amplified. Your decisions become sharper, your relationships become healthier, your energy flows where it is needed most. God begins to orchestrate circumstances in your favor, and opportunities appear that you could never manufacture on your own. This is why preparation, not constant talking, builds wisdom. It is in the quiet hours, the unseen effort, the prayerful reflection, and the disciplined work that your life begins to shift from ordinary to extraordinary. Those who rush to explain, justify, or seek validation often find themselves frustrated, exhausted, and far from their God-given potential. But those who focus on prayer and alignment operate in a level of authority that cannot be questioned. And here's a reality many Christians in the U.S. and around the world need to hear: your goals are private and your results are public. Stop seeking validation. Stop explaining your dreams to the wrong people. Instead, pour your energy into execution, into faith-driven action, into alignment with God's timing. Let your results testify. Let your life shine as a testimony of discipline, faith, and obedience. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." You don't need to justify, argue, or explain. You need to commit, focus, and act. So today, I want you to prepare your heart and your mind. I want you to realize that your breakthrough is not in talking about what you will do. Your breakthrough is in focusing on yourself, guarding your energy, remaining silent, aligning with God, and preparing in a way that only you can. The principles I'm about to share in this video will challenge you, convict you, and inspire you. They will make you rethink how you spend your time, how you guard your thoughts, how you speak, and how you act. And I promise you, if you take these truths seriously, you will begin to see doors open, clarity come, and results manifest in ways that will leave others amazed. Before we dive in, I want you to do one thing for me. Engage in the comments right now. Type "I'm ready" if you are ready to focus on yourself, to guard your peace, and to walk in alignment with God. Share your thoughts, your struggles, and your commitments. I want this to be a community of faith-driven warriors who are learning to protect their energy, silence the noise, and pursue divine alignment. Remember, this is the Golden Track, a place where your faith, focus, and action combine to create unstoppable momentum. This is your invitation to stay, listen closely, and let the principles I'm about to share shape your life, because your season of breakthrough is here, and it starts with focus, discipline, and the courage to stay silent while God moves on your behalf. Where your attention goes, your life flows. This is not just a motivational quote. This is a spiritual law, a principle that governs everything in your life. If you want to understand why some people achieve extraordinary success while others struggle endlessly, the answer is simple. They know where to focus their energy, and they refuse to be distracted. Your life is a reflection of your attention. Every thought you dwell on, every conversation you entertain, every worry you feed, it shapes the reality you experience. If your mind is scattered, if your energy is divided between distractions, drama, and other people's opinions, then your progress will be slowed, your goals delayed, and your peace disrupted. But when you deliberately choose where your focus goes, when you prioritize your growth, your skill set, your health, your spiritual life, your relationships, and your vision, your life starts to align with God's plan. Every action you take, every decision you make, every investment of time and energy compounds. People often ask why they are not seeing results despite hard work. The truth is that hard work without focus is wasted energy. You can work tirelessly, but if your attention is on the wrong things, you are running in circles. The successful understand this principle. They protect their attention. They control where it goes. They filter out noise, negativity, and unnecessary conversations. They know that distractions are thieves of time, energy, and destiny. When you focus, you create clarity. When you create clarity, your actions become purposeful. When your actions are purposeful, results inevitably follow. Your mind is like fertile soil, and your attention is the seed you plant. What you plant determines what you harvest. Plant seeds of excellence, focus, and faith, and you will reap growth, prosperity, and breakthrough. Every great invention, every empire, every life-changing achievement began with focused attention. People who waste their attention on gossip, drama, and distractions will wonder why success passes them by while others thrive. Focus is not a suggestion, it is a requirement for anyone who wants to live above mediocrity. God has given you life, resources, and potential, but these gifts will only manifest fully when you align your attention with your purpose. That is why the Bible reminds us in Matthew 6:22, the eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. Your eyes, your mind, and your focus are connected. If you look at the wrong things, if you focus on the wrong priorities, your life becomes darkened by confusion, delay, and unfulfilled potential. But when you fix your attention on God, on growth, and on the path He has set for you, your life flows with divine clarity, opportunities, and favor. Focus is not just a mental discipline, it is spiritual obedience. It is an act of faith. It says, I will not be distracted by the world. I will invest my energy where God has called me. This is the difference between people who talk about dreams and those who achieve them. One is scattered, the other is focused. One is reactive, the other is intentional. When your attention is aligned, doors open that you didn't even know existed. Opportunities appear that others cannot see. Connections are made, ideas are birthed, and your life begins to flow in a direction you cannot manufacture on your own. But you must protect this principle. The world will try to steal your attention every day. Social media, negative people, gossip, unnecessary arguments, and unproductive habits all compete for your mind. If you allow these things to dominate your focus, you are inviting stagnation and delay. To live a life of success, peace, and purpose, you must intentionally choose where your attention goes. You must decide daily to focus on your growth, your craft, your vision, your faith, and your goals, and to block out everything else. Every minute you spend focused multiplies into hours, days, and years of progress. Every distraction steals what could have been your breakthrough. This is why disciplined people succeed. They have learned the secret of attention, the principle that where your attention goes, your life flows. Focus on yourself, not on explaining to others. This is one of the most misunderstood principles of life. People think that success is about visibility, about being understood, about convincing others of their vision or their worth. But in truth, constantly explaining yourself is a drain on your energy, your confidence, and your results. When you focus on yourself, you are saying to the world that your life is your responsibility and you will not allow the noise of others to dictate your pace or your peace. The moment you begin to explain yourself to every critic, every skeptic, every doubter, you lose control of your energy. You give them a piece of your power, and that is dangerous. Focus on yourself. Focus on your growth, your skills, your spiritual alignment, your mindset, your financial intelligence, and your relationships. Let your improvement, your results, your achievements, and your character speak for you. When people see your excellence, they will understand your value without you having to explain a single thing. You are living in a world where people are quick to judge, quick to misunderstand, and quick to criticize. If you allow this to affect you, you will spend your entire life defending yourself instead of building yourself. Every time you explain your vision, you slow down your progress. Every time you justify your decisions, you waste energy that should be invested in creation, growth, and impact. Focus on yourself. Become so good, so disciplined, so aligned with your purpose that your life becomes a testimony. Let the world watch your actions, not your words. Let the evidence of your hard work silence the doubters. Proverbs 25:27 says, "It is not good to eat too much honey, nor is it honorable to seek one's own glory." Your glory will come not from talking, not from defending, not from proving, but from consistent work and godly discipline. People who focus on themselves do not need external validation. They do not need to defend their choices. They do not need approval. Their confidence comes from knowing that they are doing the right thing in the right way, at the right time. By focusing on yourself, you also protect your peace. You avoid unnecessary conflicts, distractions, and emotional drain. You keep your mind sharp, your energy high, and your faith strong. The more you improve yourself, the more unstoppable you become. The world may try to drag you into arguments, drama, and comparison, but you have a choice: engage and be drained, or focus and be empowered. Every great leader, every high achiever, every person of influence has mastered this principle. They do not waste time explaining themselves. They do not bend their lives to satisfy others' opinions. They focus on their growth, their results, their God-given purpose, and they move with intention. Focusing on yourself does not mean being selfish. It means being strategic. It means investing your time and energy where it matters most and letting the world catch up. Your journey is yours alone. No one else can walk it for you. The opinions, criticisms, and judgments of others are irrelevant compared to the responsibility you have to yourself and your God-given destiny. When you focus on yourself, you also become a light for others. Your life becomes an example, an inspiration, a guide. People begin to see what is possible when someone chooses discipline, faith, and focus over distraction, drama, and unnecessary explanation. So stop justifying, stop defending, stop reacting, stop explaining. Instead, invest that energy in your growth, your vision, your skills, your faith, and your purpose. Let your results, your transformation, and your life tell the story that words cannot. Silence is your weapon. It protects your power. Many people underestimate the strength of silence. They think that speaking up, reacting quickly, or proving themselves constantly is a sign of strength. But true power is often invisible. When you are silent, you are not weak. You are strategic. You are guarding your energy, your ideas, your destiny. Every word you speak carries weight, and every reaction you make drains energy. People who master silence understand that the world is filled with distractions, critics, and people who feed on chaos. By remaining silent, you refuse to give them power over your emotions and your focus. Silence is not absence. It is presence in its highest form. It allows you to observe, to learn, to plan, and to grow without interference. Those who are constantly talking are often scattered, reactive, and vulnerable to manipulation. Those who are silent are deliberate, intentional, and untouchable. There is a spiritual dimension to silence. Clothes are mentioned to silence. In Psalms 46:10, the Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God. In stillness, in quietness, in silence." You are aligning with divine wisdom. You are creating space for insight, clarity, and strategy. Your enemies cannot predict your moves. Your critics cannot distort your story, and your energy remains protected. Silence also builds anticipation. When people do not know your next step, when they cannot read your intentions, your actions carry impact. You become a person of influence not because of what you say, but because of what you do. Silence allows your results to speak louder than your words ever could. In business, in leadership, in relationships, in every area of life, the most effective people understand this principle. They know that reacting emotionally or constantly explaining themselves only diminishes their authority. When you stay silent, you maintain control. You maintain focus. You maintain peace. Every moment of unnecessary conversation is a moment stolen from your breakthrough. Your energy is sacred, your life is precious, and your attention must be guarded. People will try to pull you into arguments, debates, and gossip, but when you master silence, you remain untouchable. You are building a foundation of discipline that cannot be shaken. Silence also strengthens your character. It teaches patience, resilience, and discernment. It allows you to listen more than you speak, to understand more than you judge, and to act more than you explain. Many people fail because they rush to speak without understanding the full picture. Silence gives you an advantage that words cannot. It creates a protective shield around your purpose, your vision, and your destiny. Those who misuse words give away opportunities, reveal vulnerabilities, and attract unnecessary conflict. But those who understand the power of silence operate at a higher level. Their influence is felt, their authority is respected, and their lives become a testament to deliberate action and divine alignment. Silence is also a sign of strength to the spiritual realm. God moves on behalf of those who remain patient, who are disciplined, and who guard their peace. The loud, reactive, and scattered will miss opportunities because they are too busy talking. Your breakthrough requires focus, preparation, and the ability to move quietly while the world is distracted. Every great leader, every visionary, every person of impact has mastered this principle. They understand that words are powerful, but actions are transformative. Silence is your secret weapon. It protects your energy, your focus, your reputation, and your destiny. It allows God to work without interference, to open doors without distraction, and to bring people, opportunities, and resources into alignment with your purpose. The less you speak about your plans, the more unstoppable you become. The less you justify, the more authority you command. Silence is not absence. It is power in motion, preparation in progress, and strategy in action. Wisdom comes from preparation, not constant talking. Many people believe that being wise is about having the right words, about being able to persuade, convince, or impress others. But true wisdom is built in the quiet moments of preparation, in the hours spent learning, practicing, reflecting, and improving. Wisdom is not performative. It is internal, grounded, and actionable. People who talk too much often reveal their ignorance, their impatience, or their lack of discipline. But those who invest time and preparation quietly become unstoppable forces. Oh, it is a mod, Isbelav. Oh, it is a mod. Solomon, in the Bible, prayed for wisdom, and God granted him discernment, understanding, and insight. He did not gain wisdom by arguing or explaining. He gained it by seeking, listening, and preparing. Preparation allows you to anticipate challenges, navigate complexity, and respond with clarity. When you are prepared, you do not need to prove yourself. Your actions, decisions, and results demonstrate wisdom without a single word. Preparation also builds confidence. People who are prepared do not panic, they do not react emotionally, and they do not get distracted by criticism. They are grounded because they have invested time in mastering their craft, understanding their circumstances, and aligning their actions with their goals. Wisdom through preparation is also strategic. It allows you to know when to act, when to wait, and when to speak. The world rewards the prepared, but it punishes the reckless, the reactive, and the scattered. Every moment spent learning, practicing, and refining your skills compounds into results. Every step taken in preparation positions you ahead of the competition, ahead of critics, and ahead of obstacles. Many people are impatient. They want recognition before results. They want influence without mastery, and they want approval without discipline. But wisdom does not work that way. Wisdom is cultivated quietly, diligently, and consistently. Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." Preparation, diligence, and discipline are the foundation of wisdom. Talking, boasting, or explaining cannot substitute for this. Preparation also protects your time and energy. When you focus on improving yourself instead of proving yourself, you maximize every opportunity for growth. You become resilient to criticism because your validation comes from your preparation, not external approval. Wisdom through preparation positions you to act decisively when opportunities arise. While others are distracted by noise, drama, or unnecessary explanation, you are ready. You have studied, you have practiced, and you are equipped. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not talent alone. It is preparation. It is foresight. It is the commitment to invest time, effort, and energy in building a foundation that cannot be shaken. Every great leader, entrepreneur, and visionary understands this. They work in silence, they prepare in obscurity, and they allow their results to speak. Preparation also fosters humility. When you have worked to build your skills, knowledge, and understanding, you do not feel the need to compete for attention. You do not seek validation through noise. Your life and your actions reflect wisdom that others cannot argue with. People who prepare understand timing. They know when to act, when to speak, and when to wait. Hasty words without preparation can ruin relationships, opportunities, and reputations. But wisdom aligned with preparation ensures that when you act, it is powerful, effective, and transformative. Preparation is also a spiritual discipline. When you align your efforts with prayer, reflection, and guidance from God, your wisdom is multiplied. Your decisions are sharper, your influence is stronger, and your life flows in accordance with divine alignment. Those who rush to speak without preparation are often blindsided by failure, criticism, and setbacks. Those who prepare quietly move with authority, confidence, and divine favor. Wisdom is cultivated through learning, reflecting, practicing, and aligning with purpose. Preparation is the engine that drives excellence, influence, and impact. Master is built in practice, not in announcements. Many people misunderstand what it means to be truly skilled, truly excellent. They think that talking about what they want to achieve, explaining their abilities, or boasting about their talents will make them recognized. But excellence is quiet. True mastery is cultivated in the hours when no one is watching, in the repetition of small actions, in the consistency of disciplined effort. Every expert you admire, every person who has reached a high level of success, did not get there by announcing it to the world. They got there by committing to the work, day in and day out, with focus and precision. Mastery requires patience because results are rarely instant. The process is often unseen, unglamorous, and demanding. People who lack patience look at your silence and mistake it for weakness or inactivity, but you know that every hour invested in practice, every skill refined, every failure endured quietly is a step toward excellence. Mastery is also about resilience. You will fail. You will be challenged. You will face criticism and doubt. But those who have built mastery understand that these obstacles are part of the process. They are opportunities to learn, improve, and strengthen. The world often celebrates flashy displays of talent, but true skill is in the details, the discipline, and the preparation. Your results will eventually testify louder than any words ever could. Nobody remembers the person who talked a lot about what they would do, but never delivered. The people who leave a legacy are those who silently work, perfecting their craft, honing their abilities, and positioning themselves to make an impact when the time is right. Mastery is built on repetition and focus. It is not in excuses, explanations, or interruptions. The more you commit to practicing in silence, the more unstoppable you become. Every skill, every talent, every area of your life that you refine consistently compounds over time into results that cannot be ignored. Mastery is also a reflection of character. It demonstrates discipline, patience, humility, and dedication. People who rush to talk about what they do often reveal insecurity. People who focus on practice instead of promotion reveal confidence in competence. The Bible teaches us in Ecclesiastes 9:10, "Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might." That is the principle of mastery. When you pour yourself into your work with diligence and focus, without distraction, or the need to explain yourself, excellence naturally emerges. Mastery is a process, not a moment. It is cultivated quietly, steadily, and intentionally. Every hour spent refining your craft, every lesson learned through practice, and every failure corrected brings you closer to the level of skill that separates you from mediocrity. Mastery is also strategic. It positions you for opportunities that others cannot access because they lack the discipline to prepare in silence. It allows you to deliver results that astonish people who never thought it was possible. It builds credibility that words alone cannot establish. When you focus on mastering your craft instead of talking about it, your life becomes a testament to the power of discipline, patience, and deliberate action. Mastery is what allows you to move confidently in every arena of life, business, relationships, leadership, and personal growth, because you know your value comes from skill and preparation, not from external validation. Guard your mind, words, and peace. These three are your most valuable assets. Your mind is the battlefield where every decision, every belief, every dream is formed. If you allow negativity, distraction, or toxic influences to dominate your thoughts, your life will reflect chaos, confusion, and failure. Guarding your mind means being deliberate about what you consume, who you listen to, and where you invest your energy. It is about discipline, focus, and choosing what aligns with your purpose. Words are the tools you use to shape your reality and influence the world. Every word you speak carries energy, intent, and consequence. If you speak without thought, react emotionally, or engage in gossip and unnecessary debate, you diminish your influence and invite conflict. Guarding your words requires wisdom, patience, and the discipline to remain silent when speaking serves no constructive purpose. Peace is the result of mastering your mind and your words. When you are able to control your thoughts and communicate intentionally, you maintain inner calm, clarity, and spiritual alignment. Your peace is the environment in which creativity, focus, and divine guidance can flourish. The Bible instructs in Philippians 4:7, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This peace is not passive, it is protective. It shields you from distraction, emotional manipulation, and spiritual interference. Guarding your mind, words, and peace is a daily responsibility. Every day presents countless opportunities to be drawn into arguments, criticism, or negativity. Those who succeed understand that their energy is sacred, their focus is precious, and their peace is non-negotiable. Guarding these three assets requires boundaries. It means saying no to distractions, refusing unnecessary explanations, avoiding toxic people, and focusing on what truly matters. It also requires spiritual discipline. Prayer, meditation, reflection, and scripture strengthen your mind, guide your words, and protect your peace. The enemy often attacks through distraction, doubt, and division, but when you guard your mind, words, and peace, you are untouchable. People who fail to guard these assets often find themselves exhausted, confused, and overwhelmed. React emotionally, speak recklessly, and lose sight of their purpose. But those who master this principle are calm under pressure, deliberate in speech, and clear in vision. Guarding your mind allows you to think strategically, make wise decisions, and create opportunities that others miss. Guarding your words ensures that your communication is effective, respectful, and powerful. Guarding your peace enables you to operate from a place of strength rather than reaction, from clarity rather than confusion. Every great leader, influencer, and successful person practices this principle. They are careful about what they think, selective about what they say, and intentional about protecting their inner calm. This discipline is what allows them to achieve consistently, influence effectively, and navigate life with confidence. Guard your mind, words, and peace, because these are the foundations of your life, your relationships, and your destiny. They are the invisible forces that shape every result, every opportunity, and every relationship. When protected, they amplify your potential, focus your energy, and position you for divine favor, success, and impact. Spiritual alignment amplifies every area of life. Too often, people focus only on skills, knowledge, or strategy, and wonder why their results are limited. The truth is that without aligning your spirit with God's purpose, your efforts will be incomplete. Spiritual alignment is not about rituals or appearances. It is about living in accordance with divine principles, being attuned to God's direction, and allowing His wisdom to guide your actions. When your spirit is aligned, clarity comes naturally. Decisions become easier, opportunities are revealed, and your energy flows without obstruction. Misalignment, on the other hand, creates confusion, delays, and frustration. You may work hard, plan strategically, and prepare meticulously, but if your spirit is out of alignment with God's will, your efforts will not produce the results you expect. Spiritual alignment requires intentionality. It requires prayer, reflection, and a willingness to listen more than you speak. It requires humility to accept correction and the courage to make changes even when uncomfortable. It is about prioritizing God's guidance above human approval and about trusting that His timing is perfect. Isaiah 48:17 reminds us, "I am the Lord your God who teaches you what is best for you, who directs you in the way you should go." When you submit to that direction, your life begins to operate at a higher level. Alignment also affects your mindset. A spirit that is in harmony with God is peaceful, confident, and resilient. Challenges are no longer sources of anxiety, but opportunities for growth and demonstration of faith. Your focus becomes sharper, your energy becomes more productive, and your influence grows without forced effort. Spiritual alignment amplifies your relationships because it shapes how you interact with others. When your heart and intentions are guided by God, you communicate with clarity, act with integrity, and build trust naturally. People are drawn to your authenticity, and doors open in your life that words alone could never create. Alignment also maximizes your skills and efforts. When your spirit is tuned to God, your talents are not wasted, your energy is not misdirected, and your hard work multiplies in ways you cannot manufacture on your own. Opportunities, resources, and people begin to converge at the right time, and your life begins to flow with divine momentum. Every great achiever, every person who leaves a lasting legacy, understands that spiritual alignment is the invisible force behind visible results. They do not rely solely on talent, strategy, or intellect. They rely on guidance that transcends human understanding. Without it, success is limited and often short-lived. With it, you experience favor, clarity, and unstoppable progress. Spiritual alignment also protects you from distractions, deception, and discouragement. When you are tuned to God's will, negative influences lose their power over you. You are able to see opportunities, clearly avoid pitfalls, and make decisions that build long-term value. Alignment requires discipline and consistency. It is cultivated daily through prayer, meditation, studying scripture, and intentional reflection. The more aligned you are, the less reactive you become. You operate from a place of authority rather than fear, from clarity rather than confusion, and from faith rather than doubt. Every area of your life, business, relationships, personal growth, and health, is amplified when your spirit is in sync with God. Success is no longer a matter of luck or chance. It becomes a natural outcome of your alignment and obedience to divine principles. Goals are private, results are public. One of the most powerful lessons in life is learning that your vision does not need an audience. Too many people make the mistake of broadcasting their dreams, explaining their plans, and defending their ambitions. But visibility does not create success. Action does. Goals are meant to guide your steps, not to generate approval or validation from others. The more you focus on achieving your goals quietly, the stronger your momentum becomes. When people do not know your plans, they cannot sabotage your progress. When you stop seeking external validation, your energy is redirected toward execution rather than explanation. There is freedom in keeping your goals private. You are free to experiment, to fail, and to adjust your approach without scrutiny. You are free to grow without criticism, doubt, or interference. Proverbs 16:3 tells us, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." Your focus should be on commitment and consistency, not on announcing intentions. Results speak louder than words. When your goals are achieved, your life will display the proof, and the world will recognize your success without needing elaborate explanations. This principle also protects your peace. When you share your goals prematurely, you invite opinions, judgments, and negativity. Some people will try to discourage you, some will doubt you, and some will envy you. Keeping your goals private shields your focus, energy, and determination from unnecessary conflict. Goals that are public often become a source of stress because you are tempted to justify, defend, or perform for others. Private goals allow you to concentrate fully on the work required, to develop skills, and to refine strategies without distraction. Results, however, are inherently public. When you accomplish what you set out to do, the impact cannot be ignored. Your life becomes a testament to discipline, consistency, and excellence. People notice achievements, progress, and transformations more than words or promises. Goals are a personal compass, but results are a universal language. This principle teaches patience and discipline. You must learn to delay gratification, to invest effort quietly, and to trust that consistent work will manifest in time. Every great leader, every successful entrepreneur, and every person of influence understands the power of private goals and public results. Their lives are marked by intentional action rather than constant explanation. They focus on what matters, avoid unnecessary drama, and allow their work to speak for itself. Keeping goals private also encourages self-reliance. You learn to trust your vision, your skills, and your capacity to execute without seeking validation from others. This builds confidence, resilience, and independence. Results are the evidence of your preparation, your discipline, and your alignment with purpose. They are what validate your efforts and demonstrate your capability. When your goals are private and your results are public, you create a pattern of excellence that commands respect, attracts opportunity, and positions you for higher levels of influence and success. This approach also fosters humility. You are not performing for attention or applause. You are committed to the process and aligned with purpose. Others notice your discipline, consistency, and achievements, which naturally draws recognition without ego or desperation. Every step taken in private contributes to a public outcome that carries authority and credibility. The more you focus on execution rather than explanation, the more unstoppable your life becomes. Silence is strength, strategy, and preparation. Many people fail to understand the true power that comes from restraint. They believe that life is won through noise, argument, and constant explanation. But the reality is that silence often carries more authority than words ever could. When you remain quiet, you are not weak. You are deliberate. You are protecting your energy, your vision, and your potential. Every word you speak carries power, and every reaction you give expends energy that could be better invested in action, growth, and preparation. People who talk too much often reveal their insecurities, their doubts, and their lack of control. Those who master silence, however, operate at a higher level. They observe, they learn, they calculate, and they prepare. Silence gives you clarity. It allows you to see situations from every angle, to anticipate challenges, and to make decisions with precision. It provides space for reflection, insight, and divine guidance. In Proverbs 10:19, it says, "When words are many, sin is not absent, but he who holds his tongue is wise." This teaches us that wisdom is not in speaking the most, but in speaking strategically and acting intentionally. Silence is also a protective mechanism. By speaking less, you prevent unnecessary conflict, reduce criticism, and maintain your peace. People cannot attack what they cannot fully understand, and silence keeps your plans, your strategies, and your progress shielded from interference. Oof! Strength comes from restraint, from self-control, from the ability to act when it matters most. Strategy comes from observation, understanding, and preparation. Preparation itself is amplified in silence because your energy is focused, undistracted, and directed toward mastery and results. Every great leader, every successful entrepreneur, and every influential person knows the value of moving quietly while letting action speak louder than words. Silence is a tool for influence. People are drawn to it because it signals authority, confidence, and control. When you do not feel the need to explain yourself, the world watches your results and understands your impact. Preparation is another critical component of this principle. By staying silent, you are creating space to develop your skills, plan your moves, and position yourself for opportunities that others cannot see. Every hour invested in learning, practicing, and refining becomes compounded power when applied at the right moment. Silence allows divine favor to operate unhindered. When your energy is not wasted on argument, gossip, or unnecessary explanation, God can open doors, orchestrate opportunities, and align circumstances according to his plan. Many people fail because they talk too much, reveal too much, and react too quickly. Those who master silence succeed because they are strategic, patient, and aligned. Strength, strategy, and preparation are interconnected. Silence protects your strength, enhances your strategy, and maximizes your preparation. It ensures that when you act, your actions are decisive, effective, and transformative. The more you practice silence as a discipline, the more clarity, control, and influence you gain. Silence is not absence. It is power in motion, an invisible force that shapes outcomes, influences others, and protects your destiny. Those who understand this principle operate from a place of authority that cannot be challenged. Their lives become a testament to deliberate action, and their results speak louder than any words ever could. Every breakthrough, every accomplishment, every step of progress is amplified when you master the art of silence, using it as a tool for strength, strategy, and preparation. Your breakthrough requires focus and energy, not noise. The moment you understand this principle, your life will change. Many people sabotage their own progress by scattering their attention, engaging in unnecessary conversations, reacting to criticism, and trying to please everyone around them. Energy is the currency of achievement. If you give it away to distractions, drama, and unproductive interactions, you diminish your capacity for growth, innovation, and success. Focus is the multiplier of effort. You can work diligently, study relentlessly, and practice consistently, but without focus, your actions are fragmented, your results delayed, and your purpose diluted. The Bible reminds us in Colossians 3:23, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." Focus is about directing your energy with intention, aligning your actions with your goals, and removing anything that competes for your attention. Noise is the enemy of progress. Noise comes in many forms: social media, gossip, arguments, doubts, distractions, and criticism. When you allow noise to dominate your mind, you lose clarity, confidence, and momentum. But when you focus, when you protect your energy and direct it toward what matters, your breakthrough becomes inevitable. Focus requires discipline. It requires saying no to what does not serve your purpose, refusing to engage in unnecessary conflict, and committing to consistent action. Energy is finite. Every time you give it away to people, events, or thoughts that do not contribute to your growth, you reduce the force behind your breakthrough. Concentrated energy is what creates extraordinary results. Your breakthroughs, your achievements, and your impact are directly proportional to the energy and attention you dedicate to your vision, your growth, and your preparation. Focus also requires patience. Breakthroughs do not happen overnight. They are the product of consistent effort, strategic action, and divine alignment. Every day you invest in learning, practicing, and refining skills while keeping distractions at bay. You are building momentum for the moment when your breakthrough manifests. Noise, however, clouds judgment. It leads to impulsive decisions, wasted resources, and missed opportunities. People who chase attention, validation, or recognition often find themselves stuck, frustrated, and exhausted. Your breakthrough is not in the approval of others, but in the disciplined application of focus and energy toward your goals. Protect your time, your attention, and your energy as sacred resources. They are the foundation upon which your progress, influence, and success are built. Focus and energy together create unstoppable momentum. When you combine clarity of vision with concentrated effort, the results are transformative. Your life begins to change in ways that cannot be explained by luck, coincidence, or chance. Every obstacle, every challenge, every delay can be overcome when you maintain focus and protect your energy. Your breakthrough is inevitable when you align your effort with your purpose, direct your energy with intention, and silence the distractions that compete for your attention. Focus is not just mental, it is spiritual. It requires faith, discipline, and obedience to divine principles. Energy is not just physical, it is emotional, mental, and spiritual. Protect it, multiply it, and invest it wisely. Those who understand